then it's gone, then sometime it's calm, then you get clarity. Okay, now what I learned from this experience.
Yeah.
First is when the experience happens, how do I react? Do I react impulsively, or do I have some time to feel, to have some time to where I feel safe? It's important. First, when it's too much is changing, do I feel safety? Do I feel the grounding? To create that safety within yourself and also within the family. Whatever happens, yes, we are here to support each other, like that. And then once that stability is there, any change, you can ground again. No, this is one part. Then the next step is to see what I can learn from this experience.
I have one situation. This morning, one of my clients phoned me. Hey Lien, I lost connection with my husband. Last month, I lost almost $500,000 for the stock market.
Okay.
It's a big deal. During their relationship for 20 years, they lived in the same roof. Not so intimacy, but it's okay, it's normal, but now they cannot talk. Every time they have dinner together, they all talk about the loss. And actually, she feels very miserable. Sometimes she told me that she drove her car and crying. She didn't want to go home. And I really feel sorrow to her. So if you can give some advice so that she can make it better with her relationship, especially for the money and the relationship and the deeper connection with her husband.
Okay. So the first thing is to understand what is outside, what is inside. You know, so this money, the weather, the pollution, these are all outside. You know, but how you feel is inside. Some people might have a lot of money, still they might feel miserable. They might feel, oh, I don't have enough. They might have millions, they'll say, oh, I don't have billion. They have billions, they'll say, no, I don't have trillion. So the quality of life inside and the quality of life outside can be different. Yeah, somebody may have very simple, but if they learn, to enjoy life, they don't depend on the outside. Because the outside is all the time going to change.
Yeah.
You see the weather, you know.
Yeah.
It's going to be rainy, it's going to be sunny, it's going to be windy, it's going to be cold.
Yes.
But if you say, no, I want all the time same way, then it's not natural.
Yes.
So the first is to understand things can change. Your stock markets can change.
It's
the skills,
you know.
the skills of your company people can change.
Yes.
Yeah. The emotions can change. Inside also changing. No, our emotions can change. Our thoughts can change. Maybe you wanted to do something, but then after 2 years you say, I want to do something else.
Yeah.
So you yourself is also going. So the main thing to understand is things are anyway going to change. You know, the impermanence. If you understand this is one of the nature law. If you understand, then you know how to handle this. Many times people say, I want this way. And if it changes, it's failure, people think, you know. So they so much put emphasis on one particular way of life. And if that is not there, they think they are a failure. But it's not true. It's not who you are. What you do is just your expression. But who you are can be completely different.
Yeah, I see.
So even if you see big achievers, let's say Steve Jobs, they have been kicked out of their own company. And if you think they don't die, they say, okay, that's another story. Let me see what I want to create again. So they restart. So if the inner strength is there, if inside you feel, whatever happens outside, that doesn't matter, I find a way to flow. You become like a surfer. Yeah. Let's say the big waves come, you surf. You are not crashed by the waves, you know. But if you're not a surfer, a small wave also can put you down. And you don't know what to do. So that is why my work is more about this inner work. You know? Yeah. So how I can get the strength from inside, whether you're rich or not rich, it doesn't matter. Whether your body is healthy, not healthy, doesn't matter. Whether you are single or with a partner, it doesn't matter. How do I take my resources where I can feel healthy, I can feel happy, peaceful? That means I learn how to work with my own emotion. Because these things are anyway going to happen. You are not going to prevent them. Losses will come, failures will come, misunderstandings will come, even in relation. Only first question is, how do I deal with this? Do I have tools where instead of throwing my anger on my partner, how do I release this anger in another way, creative way? Or how do I transform this? Because the way of Tantra is transformation, not suppression. When I suppress within myself, I cannot talk about this because people are judging me, so you're suppressing. Or I don't know how to do, I cannot cry in front of my husband or in front of my company because I'm a strong person. But then you will cry in your car because that is a vulnerable moment you are with yourself. But then you don't know what else to do with it. So if you know how to work with your emotions, then you say, okay, I release. Once the emotions go, you get clarity. Like the waves come, the waves are not going to be there all the time. When it comes and goes, you see, how do I relate with it? Then it's gone, then sometime it's calm. Then you get clarity. Okay. Now, what I learned from this experience. First is when the experience happens, how do I react? Do I react impulsively or do I have some time to feel, to have some time to where I feel safe? It's important. First, when it's too much is changing, do I feel safety? Do I feel the grounding? To create that safety within yourself and also within the family. Whatever happens, yes, we are here to support each other, like that. And then once that stability is there, any change, you can ground again. This is one part. Then the next step is to see what I can learn from this experience. Because in Tantra we say, everybody is a teacher for you. All the experience, all the people you meet, even the people who are challenging with you, even the people who are supporting, everybody is showing something. Sometimes people show how to live, sometimes people show how not to live. Sometimes they show what to do, sometimes they show what not to do. So always, if you're open, you can learn from life. When you learn, you grow. We are talking about evolution, which means, how do I learn what I can learn from this? So I grow. Then you are free. Then you say, okay, fine. I learned something. Then this 500 million or whatever, it doesn't matter. You can make another double once you learn something. Just the outside is a trigger for me. I understand this happened. Where it touched me. Maybe do I feel failure? Maybe do I feel lonely that nobody supports me or nobody understands me? So once you look at what is my feeling, you will forget this outside story. I lost in stock market. You focus like, okay, sometimes I feel lonely. Sometimes I feel I need support. Sometimes I feel I'm not understood clearly. So once you understand your core need, then you can satisfy this core need in another way. Okay, so my partner feels lonely. So how I can make them feel comfortable? This moment, if I judge them, the mind will go into ego. So we need to understand between ego and our true nature.
Ego and true nature.
True nature. This is important in Tantra when you want to work. What is my ego? My ego is just to say I'm always right.
Yes.
Because ego is there
to...
So ego is there to protect you. So ego says I'm right. Right? But if in a partnership, if you're talking ego to ego, both will say I'm right. Then it's not about right and wrong. It's more about how we support each other. For that you need to come beyond the ego. So beyond the ego, say, okay, yes, my partner is going through some change. This is a difficult time. So how I can support them? It's not a business now. It's more like, okay, how I can support like a mother or a father. Then they will come up. Then they'll come back. Then we can connect. Or one day you go down. Then the other partner supports. So it's about understanding these dynamics. That person is going through change. And how is this connection? Am I connecting only with the ego? The ego says, I shouldn't say. Maybe if I say, people will think I'm a failure. Or people will... So this is all ego. Ego says, I should always look beautiful. I should always be strong, powerful. I shouldn't have any failure. I should be very flawless. Then people use chemicals to make them look beautiful.
Yeah.
So the inside is not really beautiful. You know? So to accept that, however I am, it's fine. This is my life energy given to me by nature. These are changes happening. But what is my true nature? So with this true nature, if you look, there is only two things. Am I loving? Am I present?
Yeah.
If you come back to these two things, what is that I'm not present? What is that I'm not loving or accepting? If you go back to these basics, you know the way.
I feel so deeply touched in my heart. There is a saying that money is another form of energy.
Yeah.
So for my female client,
Yeah.
how can she works with her energy so that she can feel the abundance inside?
Yes.
Especially that there is a tendency in Vietnam that we should work with our second and the fourth chakra so that the money will come, the finance and everything will flourish in our life. So it is true.
Yes, so money is a form of energy. Like love is also energy, right? But the thing is, there is a difference. Love you can create inside, but money you cannot create inside. You have to go do the external work.
Yeah.
So that is the difference. It's also a form of energy, but it's the outside energy. One is the inner energy. So that is a very good topic to look, abundance. So do I feel abundance in life? Or do I need money to feel abundance? This is the question to first check. Do I feel abundance inside? Because the outside abundance can change. When it's there, enjoy. When it's not there, you say, okay, now I don't have, let me work on it. But inside abundance is there, you're free. But you might have outside abundance, but inside if you don't feel the abundance, that's when you feel like a beggar. You are a millionaire, billionaire, but still you feel like a beggar. Oh, like that. So to understand this difference, how do I feel inside? Do I feel abundance? Then your question will come, oh, without money, how will I can be in abundance? Then to understand the pressure from the society.
Yes.
People think, oh, I need to live in a certain apartment, I need to drive a certain car, I need to have a certain clothing, I need to have a certain accessories. Then only I'm abundance. But this is again, remember, no, as I said, this is just outside. Maybe in your community, society, they say, oh, which kind of shoes you are wearing, which kind of dress you are wearing, which brand car you are driving. Yeah. So these are still the outside, right? But you might be driving the best car in the world, but inside you are crying. Inside you feel lonely. And inside you feel miserable and beggar. What is the point? This car, you will be happy for 2 days. Oh, I got a new car, I got a new phone. Then your true nature comes, which is like a crying child.
Yeah.
So that is why I'm saying how much time you can spend for your inner growth or inner connection in every day. All thing we do is mostly for the outside. You're working hard, maybe people are working 10 hours, 16 hours, 20 hours even, This is outside. You are making an image, making a company, all these things. But how do I take care of my inner nature? Do I feel abundance inside or not? So once that comes, this outside abundance also will come naturally. Because the main thing to understand the way of Tantra, which is different, is normally people tell you need to get something outside correctly, then your inside is happy. Like people say, I need to have a good house, good quality of life, then I'm happy, then I'm rich. Or I need to have a good partner who will satisfy me in all the possibilities, then this is a good relation, right? This is how the society has a benchmark. This is a dream. This is a social conditioning, But the approach of Tantra is different. It says you change your inside to be happy and abundance. Then you will attract the right people.
Yeah.
So it is the switch.
Switch.
It's not approach. Like you need to have the outside better, then you will feel inside full. No. It's more like, do I feel inside full? Then you will attract the right things. Because you are peaceful, you are happy, you are energetic. When you are energetic, your mind is more clear. When your mind is more clear, your skills can come out much better. When your skills come out much better, your creativity comes much better. When your creativity is much better, your value is much better, isn't it? So it starts with, do I feel like a beggar and I need to be fulfilled by this outside? Or do I feel like a queen or a king or rich inside? So when I feel rich inside, I create from a space of abundance. When you create from a space of abundance, that has a different quality than from a needy space. I need to get this money, then, it's a needy space, desperateness. So out of desperateness, you lose your quality. So your creation can feel differently. So the approach is different. Where is the center? The center is inside or the outside? The moment you give to the outside, that is what I was saying. Outside, anyway, it's going to change. Even you have everything going well, suddenly an earthquake comes, suddenly a corona comes, everything is gone. What you do? Next day you're lying in the hospital, you don't know whether you will live for 2 days. So outside is anyway going to change, this way or that way. You have controlled everything, but you cannot control everything. We are still living in this planet. The planet will go through its own changes. And we are in this family of solar system. It will also go through some changes. So do I feel secure inside? Or how do I find this security inside? How do I feel this abundance inside? So that is where my work I'm all doing is, how do we enrich your inner nature where you feel abundance? Then this outside abundance is an extension of this. Say, wow, if I'm feeling abundance, how I will live my life? What kind of clothes I will do? What kind of work I will do? What kind of creativity I will share? So you're focusing the change, the focus shifts from the outside to inside. Then you'll say, okay, this time I lost 500 million or billions or whatever in the stock market. Fine. I will learn, I can create.